Alright, multiplying squared binomials. This is really tricky and a lot of students have trouble with this, which is why I want to go over it. When you're multiplying or squaring a binomial that has two terms, it's tempting to want to do the distributive thing and call this x squared plus 9. Unfortunately, you really have to remember that a binomial squared literally means a binomial times itself. Okay, so when you multiply or you square a binomial, sometimes it helps at first to write it out like this, and then you can do your distributive property or FOIL, some of you call it, and distribute x times x, x times 3, 3 times x again, and then 3 times 3, first outside, inside, last. There's lots of different ways to look at this. Now, something I would like to propose to you is that there's a shortcut between this and this, so you can go immediately from the binomial squared to the answer and not have to work this out. If you notice that you wound up with the exact same middle term, 3x and another 3x, so in other words your 3 here was doubled, and then your 9 was a perfect square, and so is your x squared. So a short, fast way to do this is x minus 5, for example, squared. The fast way to get to the answer is to do x squared and negative 5 squared as your first and last terms, but you've got to remember to do your middle. So you multiply these two together. X times negative 5 would be a negative 5x, and then double that. So times 2 would be a negative 10x. And those of you that are good at factoring, you'll recognize this is a perfect square trinomial that factors to x minus 5 squared. So do one more just very quickly for practice here. I'm going to scoot this up, alright, and pause and try this. Try 3x plus 8 squared. Okay, pause. Hopefully you paused and tried that on your own. First term is going to be 3x squared, which is 9x squared. Last term, 64. The part that's tricky, and by the way, 64 is 8 squared. The part that's tough is you have to think about, okay, 3x times 8, which is going to give you, times 8, which is 24 x's. Okay, but then you have to double that, so times 2, okay, and that's going to give you 48x, and it's positive, so there's your middle term. Okay, so it's a fast way to multiply those out and make sure that you have your middle terms, and that's it.